Welcome to the Pistos Club. I'm Dr. Richie, the African Ambassador of Possibilities. Thank you for joining us again this week as we continue to deal with what did you decide to be? A structural map for success inside any organization, business, ministry, whatsoever, name it. Every success you need to address, every problem that you're going to meet in your organization, all of them put together are right here. You got to choose which one that belongs to you. Last week we started with the entry. People join, emotion, they get excited because they don't have identity. Before you know it, trouble is everywhere. What they want to do, they want to get out. The same thing with behavior. It's got to express itself. And the last one we dealt with, outcome, because this is the totality of your identity and behavioral expression. That's what we dealt with last week, and today we will just stick to only one. Which one do you want to be? The root, trunk, branch, seed, leaf, fruit. Most people enjoy this part, but this is what we're going to deal with today. I'll be right back. When I return, everybody will learn something. Get your paper, get your pen, call your friends. And by the way, don't miss the Biology of Wealth Creation Intensive 2026. God bless you real good. I'll be right back and we continue from there.
Rumbling drums echoing through the night. Lord, I need more. Lord of hosts, send forth your might. Angels of fire, Michael and Gabriel, stand by my side. Help me carry this weight. Archangels come down from heaven's gate with wings of light. Watch over me. Every battle, find your inner friend. Lord, send your armies, let your power unfold.
All right, let's continue. Pistos from Dr. Richie, and I want to appreciate every one of you that is here also. Father, we thank you for the opportunity. We want to learn. We want to grow. We want to get better. We want to get smarter. That's the purpose of this meeting, to grow, to challenge thinking, to challenge the status quo, to challenge the way we've always done things, and to produce better results. Thank you for the opportunity in Yeshua's name. Amen. All right, I take it from the root today. You got to learn something about the root, which is what I call the structural stability of any organization. The root converts values, reduces fragility, and carries unseen load. That's what root is all about. In fact, an organization that cannot boast of what I call the root people cannot stand. I will explain everything. Stay with me. The biggest error is to see root as just behind the scene people. These guys that are behind the scene. Humility. This guy is so humble, nobody sees him. Just service, just service. That's how we see them. There's the background work, the background helpers. That's how we see the root people. Because they're people that are moving like butterflies. The leaf people, the fruit people, they're everywhere. But organization to last, your business to last, your ministry to last, your marriage to last, your relationship to last, this is critical. Believe me, it is critical. There are many things I learned that changed my life. When I say the root people, pay attention. I'm talking about what I call structural intelligence. These are the people. These are the people, structural intelligence operating in the background. They hold everything. They hold everything. Here's something to remember for the rest of your life about the root people. They determine whether organization's growth is sustainable or temporary. Oh, pay attention to that. These guys, they determine whether your organization, your growth is sustainable or your growth is temporal. Are you guys learning something? Or your growth is temporal. They decide that. Because if the root is not strong, your organization, your business, your marriage will not be sustainable. It will be temporal. But if the root is strong, it's sustainable. This, remember for the rest of your life, I call this your operating intelligence background. They determine the growth. Because take a look at those trees that government plants sometimes. You see those ones, they plant sometimes, those ones, they plant them and they look so beautiful. Under 3-4 weeks, they've grown. And then when wind comes, where do you find them? Where do you find it? On the street, on the ground. Why? It's the same with business. But remember that tree when you were a kid, unless they cut it down because they are building. The mango tree, if you go there, it's still standing. Why? Because of the roots. Take a look at many business when you also look at what I call the you got to learn something about the root, which is what I call the structural stability of any organization. The root converts values, reduces fragility, and carries unseen load. That's what root is all about. In fact, an organization that cannot boast of what I call the root people cannot stand. I will explain everything. Stay with me. The biggest error is to see root as just behind the scene people. These guys that are behind the scene. Humility. This guy is so humble, nobody sees him. Just service, just service. That's how we see them. There's the background work, the background helpers. That's how we see the root people. Because they're people that are moving like butterflies. The leaf people, the fruit people, they're everywhere. But organization to last, your business to last, your ministry to last, your marriage to last, your relationship to last. This is critical. Believe me, it is critical. There are many things I learned that changed my life. When I say the root people, pay attention. I'm talking about what I call structural intelligence. These are the people. These are the people, structural intelligence operating in the background. They hold everything. They hold everything. Here's something to remember for the rest of your life about the root people. They determine whether organization's growth is sustainable or temporary. Oh, please pay attention to that. These guys, they determine whether your organization, your growth is sustainable or your growth is temporal. Are you guys learning something? Or your growth is temporal. They decide that. Because if the root is not strong, your organization, your business, your marriage will not be sustainable. It will be temporal. But if the root is strong, it's sustainable. This, remember for the rest of your life, I call this your operating intelligence background. They determine the growth. Because take a look at those trees that government plants sometimes. You see those ones, they plant sometimes, you know those ones, they plant them and they look so beautiful. On that 3-4 weeks, they've grown. And then when wind comes, where do you find them? Where do you find it? On the street, on the ground. Why? It's the same with business. But remember that tree when you were a kid, unless they cut it down because they are building. The mango tree, if you go there, it's still standing. Why? Because of the roots. Take a look at many business you know. When you also look at what I call the network marketing, the digital coin. How many can you remember before COVID? Everybody was running after that one. How many exist today? Why? The roots have determined that is not sustainable. That's why a lot of network business, they don't stay because the root has a problem. It's temporal. Some people will tell you, make your money and go. How do you succeed with a system that the root has a lot of termite? The root has a lot of disease. Because the root is everything. If the root of your business has a problem, you got an issue. Somebody once told me that you can also fall in love at first sight. I said, tell that to the birds. What you see is infatuation called foolishly in love. You fall in love with the kind of desire you've always had. That doesn't mean you're in love. Love is structured. It comes through values. Something will give life to it. Not just because I see someone that looks at the shape I've always wanted or the muscle I've always wanted. And at the end of the day, you just find that you bought trouble for yourself. Not that you married trouble. You bought it for yourself. Take a look at what I'm talking to you about roots. It determines whether growth is sustainable or growth is temporal. Why you chew and die? I'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to Pistos Club. We're still on. What do you decide to be? You deciding every organization is like a tree. One of my daughters said, we planted like a tree. Of course, that's the Bible, like a tree by the riverside. You were planted. You have to determine how you're going to grow. The strength of everything is connected to the root. Here's another thing that you keep in mind. They decide whether expansion strengthens the system or weakens it. The root will determine that. Expansion, will it strengthen the system or will it weaken it? Because when expansion begins, if the root you have is not strong, it will terminate it, it will weaken it. If the root you have is strong, it will make it good. It will determine whether it is strong or whether it is weak, or whether it's going to be strong, or whether it's going to be weak. In relationship, have you not seen people that say they're in love? The moment they get so much money, one of them makes serious money, all of a sudden you wonder why the so-called I love you is out of the window. It's gone. Because the root, when the expansion came, the root had termite, but they didn't notice it. Now that termite, the moment the blessing came, what happened? It began to weaken the relationship that was so strong. Have you not seen families doing well together? As soon as one of them, something good started happening, all of a sudden the family started disintegrating. What's going on? Have you not seen organizations? I don't want to mention race, but I have this thing that when certain people, they do business together, they never last for long because they always break apart. One of them will say, from another family will say, brother, why are you allowing that person to be CEO? You will look better as a CEO. Before you know it, there's a branch out. And when they branch out, the whole thing they were achieving together will die. I've seen that before. I know this company, they were doing so well together. All of a sudden, somebody had an idea, I'm better. Another person had an idea, I'm better. They all had different evil spirits feeding all of them, telling this one, you are better. Before you know it, I watched this company doing business in over 100 million disintegrate to zero because the root had termite. Correct it now. Correcting your marriage, correcting your home, correcting your business, correcting your ministry. It is gonna be a problem if you don't deal with it. That's how you see people branch out and start another ministry, because somebody suddenly feels that why should that person be a first lady, or why should that one be called father? I also want people to call me name too, and before you know it, it's scattered. Check the roots. That's where the problem is. If you have good roots, you have a good thing. I discovered something about the root that changed everything for me. Changed everything. I discovered that before anything rises to visibility, before anything rises above the ground, something below will stabilize it. Before it rises up, something below will be strong to hold it. There must be some stability. So before you see it rise, and if you want to see it rise to greatness, believe me, you need to check the root. I cannot forget what Apostle Emmanuel Kure told me when I was starting off. I was with him in Lagos. I went to see him. And he said to me, he said, Richie, why a lot of men, when they rise, they seem to disappear? He said to me, it's because their rising was not strong. He said to me, I can't forget that. You know what he said? He said, go between the wheel like the book of Ezekiel. He said, go and take fire. He said, make sure your takeoff is so strong, because it's your takeoff that will sustain you when you are up there. He told me that. He said, don't be excited showing up. Don't be excited with this. Be excited with this, because your future lies in your takeoff. And that's when I studied the root. That's when I noticed the power of the root. That before something rises above the ground, something beneath must stabilize it. And the quality of what stabilizes it is important. Because it will by and large rise. You see what I'm saying? By and large it will rise. But the question is, will it be sustained? Is it sustainable? Is it weak? Is it powerful? That's what I learned. And look at what they also do. Root convert values. How do you mean? Every organization, when you go to an organization, what do you see? You will see organization put their values on the wall. They put it in their manual. They put it in their training. They talk about it in their meetings. If you have root people, they convert these values. How do you mean? I will explain. If integrity is a value in the organization, root enforce it in decisions. if integrity, if it's important, if it's your value in organization, roots people will ensure that it is seen in their behavior. If excellence is proclaimed as part of the organization's vision, the root people will protect quality standard in execution. That's the people that they say that they are too much. Why do they always want you to go through the process? These are the root people because they know the importance of converting values. They know what it means. Value will remain branding language if you have no roots to make it real. Value is just a brand. And how many organizations I'm talking to you today? How many organizations, how many families have values that don't exist? Value. You see, it is one thing my mother established in my root: value. Money value, relationship value, business value, so many of them. She was specific. She wasn't playing with me. She made me to understand the importance of values. Money value. He said, don't bring money, don't build me anything with money you got. Cheating people, deceiving people, manipulating people, or selling what destroy other people. He said to me, son, that is not money, my value. So if I do transaction, if I do something, I make sure that I wear that value in my behavior, that I don't make a mess of it, because it will keep me alive for a long time. Value. We can't talk about our company's value. Business value is nothing but a brand if nobody is making it real. They do a lot of fragility to make sure that when the storm comes, the root people will hold it. They make sure the system is not fragile. They establish it well. Root people are so important in business that you can't play with them. If I bring it to medical side, if ever had a root canal before operation, it's different from when you do go through other operations. I've been through it. It's not a baby thing. It's like hell, because you need to deal with something. And that's why you respect God. Because the root canal, you see, the power there, the dentist gotta be strong to handle it. It will take wicked power that is unbelievable to uproot a strong root. If you don't train them, that's why we are also establishing the Dr. Richie Academy. If you don't train them, don't blame them. I repeat, if you don't train them, don't blame them. Organizations need to wake up now. You need to train your people on the importance and the power of roots. Important is the power of root. Even when we do biology of wealth creation, what is the purpose? Is to explain roots to you. That the result of the finance you have is biological, is neurological, is programming. Nobody was born into a poor or rich family. You were programmed. You were born into a program. So whatever program you have at home is what you're going to get. That's why you see people doing so well. When the main person goes, the entire business die, because nobody was programmed to take over from there. So we continue talking about it. So what is it about the root? They carry the unseen load. That's what they do. The power of root. They carry the unseen load. Every system has both seen and unseen labor. Seen and unseen labor. Every system has both seen and unseen labor. All of them do have it. Visible labor is what you produce. I'm not saying it's not important. It is what I call the output. You see it. But invisible labor preserves what I call sustainability. You can't do without them. I have not disregarded producing output, but I'm telling you that the invisible labor will preserve sustainability. It's not enough to produce. You can produce, and at the end of the day, the whole thing dies. You need something, someone that should be able to hold it. They're root people. I'm asking you, in your business, in your organization, in the ministry where you serve, wherever you belong, in your home and marriage, wherever there is, which one are you? Have you played the role of roots. You see, or are you the kind of roots that cannot be trusted? Because you're the kind that when wind comes, it got blown away. There are non-negotiable dimensions of the root formation. What do you mean? Depth precedes visibility. Depth precedes visibility. Very important. Very important. No structure rises sustainably without super and strong depth. There must be what I call subterranean investment. You gotta invest in the unseen. That's why I said if you don't train them, don't blame them. Depth will precede visibility. It's important. If the structure rises without sustainability, I promise you that it's gonna fall. Give it time. That's why you see a lot of this rise of excitement. Everybody's doing the same business. All of a sudden it dies. What happened? Not sustainable is the root. Root people ask what I call operational questions. Here are the questions they normally ask. What daily behavior reflects this vision? What daily behavior reflects this vision? They ask questions like, what process must change? Because I don't believe that you're just going to do things as you like. They ask what I call operational questions. What standard must be enforced? That's the power of roots people if you have them. I'll be back in a moment. When I return, we'll round up today's Pistos Club. And next week, we're going to shoot back to the trunk. I'll be right back and we'll conclude when I return.
I cleanse my heart, set it free from doubts and fears. I see my soul is washed, pure and clear. Intentions now for Him sincere. Each moment now a sacred fire.
Welcome back as we conclude. All the details on how you can attend, be part of the Biology of Wealth Creation, even if you are not in South Africa where we're going to hold it, you can still join online, but you got to register. So the QR code is on the screen now. Snap it, then fill the form, and be part of this. Okay, as we round up, visibility may attract attention. Innovation may drive motivation and momentum. Expansion may signal progress. But stability determines survival. I'll take it again. Visibility will attract attention. With the CEO, everybody want to be part of that. Innovation may drive momentum. Hey, let's go. Expansion may signal progress. But friends, this one changed my life when I noticed this line when I wrote it. But stability determines sustainability, and stability is connected to the roots people. Which one are you? Just as a tree's height is limited by the depth of its roots, so are organizational sustainability and growth limited by the invisible structure integrity. It takes the depth of the root to determine the height of a tree. The same way, organization to be sustainable, it's all connected to the invisible structure called the root and the quality of the root. Friends, listen up. You need root people, the structural stability people. When you take them to be just humble people, service people, background workers, background helpers, you miss it. You gotta pay attention, because these are your structural intelligence operating on the ground for your sake. Whether you like it or not, they carry the load that people don't see. And every system has both visible and invisible labor. When these guys are missing in an organization, or if they are termite eaten, it will not last. Is it marriage? If this is not good, it will not last. Is it business? If this is not good, it will not last. Whichever one it is, you better check it. But go back today. Take a look at yourself. Take a look at your team, your organization, your ministry. Ask yourself, do I have men? When I say men here, I'm talking about, do I have real root people? Visibility may attract attention. They will gather when they see you're doing well. Innovation will drive momentum. Wow, look at the difference you're making. Expansion may signal progress. It's unbelievable how God has blessed you. But stability? Stability is the job of those people. Father, we thank you for every life that came to join us. Thank you for every man, every woman, every business, every career, every destiny, every marriage that need to check the roots. Is there some fault? Many of us are dealing with things that happen in our family because the root, when it comes to marriage, is faulty. Root when it comes to business is faulty. Root when it comes to political position is faulty. You gambled yourself to that position. Now you're producing rotten fruit. Because if the root is rotten, why would it produce good fruit? That's the problem. That's the problem we have today. If the root is terrible, some clown was able to gang up with a bunch of clowns and they made the person to take charge of the organization. I've seen it with a couple of clients. Watch the organization. In the beginning, they think they've achieved it. They will open champagne and drink. Give it a little time. The clown has nothing of here to make this strong. So what happens? Everything goes. Take a look at the number of Facebook deletes this season. If they will affect your root, you better watch it. Look at the termite around you. Will they affect you? Dr. Richie, termite, of course, habits. Of course, relationship. Of course, friends. If the influence is not going to get you to be strong, strengthen the quality of your productivity. With time, you will know that I'm not joking. Invite your friends, share this. Tell somebody about this program. Let somebody's life change. Run around. Become a messenger. Evangelize with this. Be it company, business, organization, ministry, run with it. God bless you, record. I'll be back next week. Click that bell so that the moment we start, it gives you a reminder. I'm Dr. Richie, African Ambassador of Possibilities. God bless you all real good. I'm out of this place for now.
I cleanse my heart, set it free from doubts and fears. I see my soul is washed, pure and clear. Intentions now for Him sincere. Each moment